Alright, we got our explosives. Let's find something to blow up. You can get out of the base by going back the way you came, but there's a little hidden elevator here as well. Unfortunately, I don't think you can get back in this way. Kinda sucks. Okay, we'll be going on our mission in a sec, but I've got a stop to make in Kalasar. We've tooled around in Itsama's body long enough. It's starting to smell. Going back to Harvey's bar, the Dreamers have cleared out from the place, but in the bathroom... Well, hello. Now we are Dakmet, descendant of princes and race car driver, and playboy. He's fast, but I'm not entirely sure how that affects gameplay. Maybe he moves faster in the shooting sections, or he's able to throw punches and kicks faster in combat. Maybe he just runs faster in the adventuring sections. He comes with a drug you can use once to boost your speed even more, and he'll be our vehicle for this mission to blow up the bridge for the Awakened. I've mentioned that buying additional guns and ammo aren't really worth it, but LPs are for showing off what the game can do, so let's stop by a gun shop.
Hello. May I get you something?
It's kind of frustrating that you tend to find bits of ammo for guns that you don't have. I'll have a double wafer. I mean waiver.
Have a nice day.
I've got some more ammo stuffed in my multi-plan, so let's take that out. Once you have the actual gun in your inventory, all the ammo you pick up gets loaded into the gun. That's nice, since it means you don't have to waste slots on reserve ammo. But there is a weird bug in the game. If I now reincarnate into a new body, that new body will still have the double waiver gun in their inventory, but its ammo count will have been reduced to the absolute base, which in this case is I think 50. Even if I first stuff the double waiver into the multi-plan. At least, I believe it's a bug, since it makes absolutely no sense for this to happen. So here's the bridge. You might notice that it's not like a big bridge or anything, just a small reach across a little piss of a canal. Surely blowing up this 15-yard long stretch will totally destroy all industrial... Oh, hey look, there are airships in this world. We'll have a save here. Looks like there's a guard over there. Supermarket G.I. Joe knockoff here is one of the rare occasions where the body you can take over actually has impact on gameplay. We'll give him a go. So he comes with a Mega Zuka, which is one of the more powerful guns, but as you'll see, my double waver has been emptied. Down to just 10 shots actually. Lame. This is Jalen, an Ix elite soldier. I don't know why he's guarding the docks. This place has nothing to do with Ix, who, if you'll recall, is the supercomputer determining the daily course of Omikron. Despite being guarded these doors, he can't open them, and like any other character can only enter the docks by climbing these convenient grips on this piece of wall. Another shooter respawn point because we're heading into a shootout. So the plan here is to traverse the docks and create a distraction to get the mecha guards away from their post. Since we're starting as Jalen, the enemies don't actually attack us. But I can't just walk past the mecha guards. No, that would be ridiculous. And as soon as I try to interact with the lever, all the other guards immediately decide I'm a traitor and must be exterminated. Itchy trigger fingers here, pals. So, assuming Jalen is really not worth the effort, let's return to Dakmet and scale the wall. The enemies don't immediately notice me, but will as soon as I walk forward. Let's get to shooting. So the double waver is a little bit more powerful than the regular one, but it feels like I have to shoot the enemies just about as much. I'm not a fan of characters sticking the gun right in the middle of the screen either. Little touches like the mechadark sliding on the ground aren't really programmed behavior. I think they're just animations scripted to happen here. So first I have to travel to this far corner of the docks to touch this unmoving lever, which apparently activates the lever to the crane elsewhere. Nice try. Where'd that come from? There's a crane control. But I guess it actually controls the hatch where the crane dumps some kind of barrels, and since it apparently just tosses them into the hole, the barrel explodes, I guess? It breaks the crane? There's supposed to be an explosion animation. Anyway, these robots are apparently programmed to leave their post if they hear an explosion. So we rush past them and out the door. So now that we've shot up the docks, caused an enormous fracas, probably caused the guards to trip a dozen alarms, we have to plant a bomb under the bridge over there. You know, bring a rope, bring a boat, maybe swim. I can think of a lot of ways to proceed the planning of a bomb that don't involve calling a lot of unwanted attention to yourself. Notice how none of what happens next makes sense. These control panels must be for moving the rafts, he says, then presses it and it lowers a whole section of stone into the water. This is so you can climb up from the water without having to go through the docks, by the way. The character does this automatically. Now, this is actually a raft, but why does a wooden raft have a control panel? Why didn't I just climb onto the raft from the water? And fuck you if you were gonna say because your character can't climb that high a ledge from the water, because that's the answer. You know, I'm fine when Gordon Freeman can't wander off into some side street from City 17 because there's a knee-high wall in the way. But when that wall is in the way of where you're actually supposed to go, and you have to perform some insane rope and pulley routine to get over it, that's where I do have a problem. This is bullshit. So, because the raft will not go any further, we're not there yet. Oh, also it's rigged to automatically return to its starting position, because that is also a thing. If you'll notice, there appears to be a raft sunk to the bottom. We'll have to do something about that, but first... there is another raft here, only it isn't a raft, it's an elevator. And touching this lever causes another giant raft to shift in the water, this one just staying put. So now we swim down to the bottom where you'll see a stick sticking out of the bed. Wait a second.
The missing one is deep in the bed.
Yeah, that hot tip sure was worth 10 rings, Mashcan, you fucking fraud. So the raft rises to the surface and we get walloped for some reason. Now, because this game is a dick, I have to swim back to the stone dock I lowered into the water. Take note, by the way, of the end of the river at the left. That's where we'll be heading 2 missions from now. God, this is some busy work. So, now we have a jumping path right to the bridge pillar. Place the bomb, and hit the water. Well, I'm real proud of myself. Of course, I could have ignored all sense of self-preservation and stood around with my butt on the back of my body. Now I'm Kumar, a very, very pale man with a quest for vengeance over his brother's death that we will not get to deal with, and a metal leg to replace the one that got chewed off by a mecha dog. He's got pretty good stats and brings an octagun to the table, though of course I lost my yield of double waiver ammo. Well, guess we'll have to do another round of talking then. Hey, Krill.
Don't expect any compliments from me. You did your duty, no more.
I just came to thank you for helping me.
I did my job, that's all. Now get out of here. I don't like the way you stick to me all the time.
Thanks, you're a swell guy. Yeah, fuck you too. You. Hi, Meshkan.
Welcome, Nomad Soul. Do you want me to try to read your future?
Yes, I brought you 10 rings. Tell me what you see in the wave.
You are walking on a wire over darkness. I see you diving into the water to save your life.
I just did that, you prick. Are you looking into the wrong direction or something? Thanks, Meshkan, that might be useful. Hey, Namtar.
Congratulations. Your mission was a complete success. The police arms supply will now be seriously affected. You must feel like a rest by now.
Yes, that mission exhausted me.
You deserve a little rest. Come back and see me when you're ready. I'll give you another mission.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready. Put me back in, coach. Hello, Namtar. I've had some rest. Give me a new mission.
Legatee Reshev uses Transcan to transmit his lies to the population. He manipulates information and puts consciences to sleep with his programs. We have decided to use his own weapon against him. We want to transmit a pirate message through Transcan to promote the cause of the Awakened.
What must I do?
First, go to Zone 9 and find the bookshop. One of our friends awaits you there. Show him the sign of the Awakened, and he will give you the pirate box. Then, go to Zone 22 and find a way of getting onto the roofs. Jenna will help you in the mission. Dismissed.
New mission. Got it. Let's head up to the surface and find the bookstore. There's a bookstore right next to the temple, but it's not the one you need. That one's here, near the bank. Jaunpur is pretty mazy. I'd suggest using the map, but it's not a whole lot of help. There we go.
Hello. May I get you something?
Bookstores in Omikron sell newspapers, history books, law books, and for some reason Dreamers tapes, which I assumed were illegal. Also shitty poetry by some hack, but not what I need right now.
Have a nice day.
Let's try the secret password on some folks. Okay, we got our techno business for the next mission. The roof access, as it gets called, is actually in an area right next to the entrance to Enekba. This section is called Jahangir. It's kind of an industrial district, I guess. You very much get the idea that it's kind of an unfinished part of the game, because despite the signs pointing to a supermarket, there's no supermarket here, there's no pedestrians here, and you can't access your map here at all. At the end of this nasty tunnel, we find a sad figure. Goodbye, Kumar. We are now Kazmat, a former mercenary turned alcoholic bum. His can of liquor actually gives you a temporary stats boost. Of course, I did lose my octagon ammo this way. Oh well. Okay, sir. I remember being real impressed the first time I saw a video game character climb up a ladder and actually grab the rungs. Might have been Wind Waker? The Mecha Guard actually flinched before he got hit. Nah, I'm sure no one will notice. They're definitely heavily based on Ed 209. Let's not leap down, we're gonna need some health points for what comes next. I give this game a lot of shit, but I do love the little touch of the arm twitching when you come near. Here's an elevator up to the rooftops. Oh, it's you.
Accept this modest gift. 3 interlinking rings. The first 2 will save your life. The third will bring you back here.
Welcome to your nightmare. So, you have to find your way across these roofs. Even though the jumping controls are unresponsive at best, your field of view is bad, and the draw distance actively makes it impossible to see where you're going. Also, enemies can shoot at you from beyond the maximum draw distance. Now, why does that beam have a seam in it? Oh yeah, when your alternative gun's ammo runs out, the game defaults to the power rod. You know, that weapon that doesn't hurt regular enemies? Thumbs up, really. That's great when it happens in the middle of a fight and you're scrambling for which button switches weapons again. I have the route that works kind of memorized by now, but when I played this section as a kid, it was nightmarish. Especially because the draw distance had to be set closer for the game to work normally. You could be just a short walk away from the antenna and not even see it. Also, it's easy to fall off the buildings, you'll meet enemies on the ground and have to look for a way to climb back up, and there's lots of fences thrown up between buildings to block your path.
Wake up, people of Omikron. Reshev and his corrupt government are lulling you to sleep in order to control you better. They have transformed you into puppets that are manipulated by X and the demons. Join the awakened ones and rise up to fight for your freedom. Together, we can win.
Oh, hey, it's David Bowie in his second part in this game, the sentient computer program Boz. Not a very impressive way to introduce him, but we'll see him again. Now we have to escape via a different route, and new enemies have spawned. I have spent so long exploring these rooftops, trying to find my way out. This music is seared into my brain.
Use the element which brings life.
I see you diving into the water to save your life.
Sorry, did you just charge me 10 rings for telling me something that happens in a fucking cutscene? Meshkan, when I get back to base, you and I are gonna have a serious talk about this.
I observed the action from a neighboring rooftop. You did very well for a beginner.
You look worried. Is anything wrong?
I was a little surprised the antenna was so well defended. Soldiers appeared out of everywhere as soon as you placed the pirate box on the antenna.
So?
Nothing. I was just surprised that the antenna was so well guarded.
I'm leaving. I gotta make my report to Namtar.